Hello, sports fans. This is Rex the King Carter, joined by my co-host Sammy the Hammer Valentine. And it's my pleasure to welcome you to the San Juan Super Sports Show, where we talk with you about today's hottest sports news and the sizzling San Juan sports scene. On today's broadcast, we're going to talk about San Juan's own mighty Zephyrs and their championship season in the PBL, their promotion back into the major leagues, and General Manager Mike Holden's controversial sacking of beloved San Juan sports legend and now former Zephyr manager Rob Leary. If you want to join the conversation, call in now to our live San Juan Super Sports fan line at 1-555-726-5826. That's 1-555-SAN Juan. So pull up a chair, put on some sunblock, and get ready for some hot, sizzling San Juan Super Sports action.
San Juan Sports Weather Update on the 9. Today's weather in San Juan, forecast of high 83, low 71, partly cloudy.
Oh man, it's another hot one out there today. How you doing, Sammy? You beating the heat and following all this sizzling sports action?
Yeah, it's been warm, but I'm good. How about you?
The king is great, Sammy. The king is always great. And court is now in session. Before we get to the news of the Zephyrs moving up to the bigs and what it means for their organization, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Sammy. The controversial firing of San Juan sports legend and now former Zephyr manager Rob Leary. As Zeph fans and San Juan locals know, Rob Leary was a mainstay in the San Juan sports scene for decades, managing our very own San Juan Zephyrs during their historic first-time promotion to the major leagues, while spending countless of his own hours mentoring and coaching at-risk kids in various youth sporting leagues. Known for his unorthodox approach to managing games, he was seen across both leagues as a field marshal of the diamond, the Napoleon of small ball, and he would so often confound opposing teams by calling for bunts and steals when opponents least suspected it that they called him the maestro of mayhem and the king of confusion.
You're correct, Rex. Rob Leary really was something, and he will be missed. I remember one game where Leary was so unorthodox that he called for a runner to steal home directly from first base. When the opposing pitcher, catcher, and umpires finally realized what was happening, the runner had already ran from first directly to home, confusing the umpires so much that they called him safe and credited the Zephyrs with the run, resulting in the only steal of home from first base that's ever been recorded in all of professional baseball history.
Yeah, remember that bold move, Sammy? Incredible guts, incredible guile, incredible strategery. The opposing team's manager was so shocked by Leary's fourth-dimensional small ball strategies that he barely even argued the call. He just ran out of the dugout with a dumbfounded look on his face and cried like a little baby. Of course, it helped that Angel Hernandez and Joe West were running the umpire crew that day. Even if the opposing manager tried to argue that one, once they made that safe call, that was all she wrote, because Hernandez and West had their ironclad reputation of being sheer and utter incompetent fools to uphold.
Haha, very true.
And with that, it's time to hear from the fans about what they think about General Manager Mike Holden sacking one of San Juan sports' greatest sporting legends, Robbie Leary. If you want to say your piece, then call in now to 1-555-726-5826. That's 1-555-SAN Juan. And let the king and the hammer know how you feel about this shocking news. All right, first up we have a call from John in Arecibo. John, what's on your mind?
Hi, King. I just want to say this is bad. This is very bad. GM Mike has done a terrible thing, and I hope he feels terrible about himself. Coach Leary led our guys from obscurity into the history books, and look how GM Mike treats him. Don't forget the game where Coach Leary had the balls to have 9 straight batters in a row come up and bunt. That kind of out-of-the-box thinking will never be matched again by another small ball manager. GM Mike, you should be ashamed. Fire Sir Bob Guerin, give Coach Leary his job back and resign today, you power-crazed maniac.
Passing your words there from John and Arecibo. Thoughts on what the caller had to say, Sammy?
Nothing more than I agree 100%. GM Mike is running this team into the ground. Bring back Leary.
Okay, and with that, we'll move on to Adam in San Juan. Adam, as a resident of San Juan, what are your thoughts on today's shocking news?
Hi there, Kane. Long-time listener, first-time caller. And all I have to say is, fire GM Mike. First, we were great. We get up to the majors, led by an inspiring field general who knew how to create runs out of thin air, and that field general's name was Robert Leary. But then GM Mike comes in and takes over the team, and now we stink, and he blames it on the manager, who got us there in the first place, not his own blundering off-season moves. Then when the team gets relegated, he fires Coach Leary to take the heat off himself. And now we're good again. But I bet we go up to the majors, stink again, and then we're straight back down into the PBL where we started. It's all this nutty GM's doing, if you ask me. We need more small ball in San Juan. Bunts and stolen bases. That's the only way we're ever gonna stay in the big leagues. Save small ball, save San Juan Zephyrs, and fire GM Mike.
Whoa, some pretty strong words there from Adam in San Juan. Thoughts on what he had to say, Sammy?
I think the caller's right, Rex. San Juan should sack Mike Holden and Bob Guerin, rehire Coach Leary, and go out and get Tim LaCastro as soon as possible so we actually have a chance to win this season.
I wholeheartedly agree, Sammy. These have been some hot takes on this subject, that's for sure. But it's time to move on. And with that, if you want to chime in on what you think about the loss of Coach Leary or the future of the Zephyrs next season, then call in now. Be sure to like this video, subscribe and ring that bell, leave a comment, and stay tuned as we discuss more sizzling hot San Juan Super Sports news following these brief messages.